The guys played everything. Warlock instead.
Okay, so during DPC, right, when OG played, the analysis was coined, if you're playing against OG, just pick Warlock. What does OG want to do, Jenkins?
They want to run at you and fight you and cause you to make mistakes and look stupid.
And then what does Warlock have as his first spell, sorry, Jenkins?
I believe it's called Fatal Bond.
And what does that do, Jenkins?
I believe that causes damage to be spread across multiple units. It's 5 Tsunami. Back to you.
There we go. And that's the main point, Tsunami. As I take it back from you, back to me, it's the fact that you put a bonds on an over-aggressive team. If they ever misstep, you are going to be able to kill them straight away. Back to you, Tsunami.
Now, this Warlock hero's dog shit. Everything that T Governor said is just incorrect. I believe what OG is going to do is they're going to pick Centaur. Of course, Medusa, a very similar style hero.
Midas, Medusa, or nah?
Probably not. I don't think the hero needs Midas to speed up her farming. She literally just, cleaves things. You don't really need a Midas.
That's a Tundra thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, let's see though. I think honestly, I don't think we can discredit that build. I think just because Tundra has run it and they've had success with it and they've also lost with it. The key thing is I like the concept around it, where you go for the Midas man to enter straight item play with your team, get the levels, and enable your axe time to be a little bit quicker. But we'll see in this game how OG's take is on Medusa.
I think some form of disengage on OG would be really good. Of course, this Medusa gives you some sort of disengage, as we can see Mind Control playing from a dungeon, as usual. And yeah, so the Dusa ulti does give you disengage, but it's only on the Dusa, at least in the first like 20-30 minutes of the game, where she doesn't really want to get involved that much. So some sort of Centaur Mars type hero would look really good for OG.
It feels kind of atypical for what they've been picking for Sumail recently, though. It's been, like you said, the Nature's Prophet, the Leshrax, these Templar Assassins, he even played CK. This is a much more late game oriented carry.
It's calibrating, the idea Sumail enters, he's played some CK, like you said, and then now they're going to go, wait a second, we can't just play these semi-cores, we can't just play aggression, we need to have some win condition. But that's still what Nigma needs as well. They need their own potential, win condition here, because of course if Axe is the carry, they need an offlane with a bit of pace, but you see from OG's bans, realistically this Axe should just be offlane. Because of this Medusa pick, you don't really want to go Axe into Medusa. Pick yourself up a big boy carry.
I love GH. He was saying to, maybe this is insider information, but it's good insider information. He was saying to Kuro while he was drafting, I believe.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Well, how did you hear that?
That was the Join Dota fellow.
Right, during the major.
It really unravels.
He said he and I was like, what? That's awesome. That's awesome.
You would love to have.
That's the point you were talking about, the idea of players moving these kind of tier 1 teams. It's the level of trust that these players have. Like, you can't have a player join a team and they have this bravado and this kind of arrogance of I'm the best. They need to be able to subscribe to the team ethos.
And also, Dota's a game of constant learning and changing. And you could see even with OG, like you said, there's this calibration here. Like Sumail comes in, like they get their ass beat in some games, they try things out. Like you have to figure these things out in Dota.
But this is the main thing here is OG's calibrating, and Nigma this draft, they're not messing around. Like, they have run this style before during the DPC leagues, maybe not at the major. But the fact that they do get their Invoker finally through, they're going to have this casual Warlock to deal with the OG aggression. Like, this is a very confident Nigma draft, and it's OG. They still need one more pick here. It's going to be Seb's hero.
Yeah, they get the Tidehunter and the Bat Rider banned out. You don't know what the carry matchup is going to be.
It would have been a good Bat game. Then again, every time I say that, the team gets completely destroyed. So would have been a bad Bat game.
He still has his ET available in the pool. If he wants to maybe whip that one out, I'm assuming something enabled the Medusa.
How about just like the casual offlane monkey?
Okay, wow, that's cool.
That's nice, because of course the Fatal Bonds, where we wasted about a minute of the segment.
And the heal, and the vessel, and the cold snap, as well as all of the axe spells. Like, this is a really cool pick, and it's disengaged too. You pop the Brult, even with Warlock. That's not. I actually think Brewmaster fights better than a Warlock does.
Yeah, I guess the main thing here is
5 seconds remaining.
Isn't Drow just really good now, actually, for Nigma? Before I go on a tangent.
Well, first, what is your justification for making it an offlane axe now, as opposed to a carry axe?
I just feel like axe into Medusa, you never really kill him during the call, and they just go for an anti-mage. So, okay, Nigma did go for a anti-mage draft. Game 1 against Team Secret. They crumbled quite quickly, but it was an issue of they didn't really have much play to make, and also Secret did an aggressive tri-lane. I don't think that's really apparent here for OG, so the entry to this game will be a lot cleaner for Nigma, but I like this Nigma draft a lot. Yeah. You've the anti-mage versus Dusa, which is
very game-winning in the mid to late game.
Yep.
And Anti-Mage versus Brewmaster, I mean, Brew's just not so great of a hero in the laning phase. Once you have Refresher and late game items, he feels really OP now, but nothing about his early game has been buffed in like 7 patches, so AM can completely destroy this hero in lane.
Yeah, the key thing here for Nigma, it's like the idea of Warlock and Invoker are the 2 anti-aggressors.
I'm dead.
You know, if you ever waste Golem,
remaining.
then that's when OG will ramp up the aggression, I think. Nyx Voice for AA, if they can find some of these kind of clinical pickoffs, the Vendetta into AA, some Echo Saber Voice for it jumping in as well,
yeah,
then that kind of disparity in numbers might help OG. But yeah, Medusa looking to try and get a couple items and end the game before Anti-Mage eventually does that, you know, split push shenanigans and stuff we've seen a million times before. Yeah, no, an exciting series. These 2 teams should be so equally skilled.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Anti-Mage starts participating earlier, because you've got probably a Quaswex Invoker,
Good fight.
EMPing the Medusa. Now you've got a huge Void target.
2 kills per minute. That's what I hope this game has.
Right. I think he definitely needs to go Quaswex this game. Otherwise, there's not going to be space for the Anti-Mage. And the thing is, like with how aggressive an Axe can get with the Vanguard, I think this looks a lot different from the other Anti-Mage game where the early game just kind of went horribly. I think the early game will be in their favor.
Yeah, and again, every single time I see Rubik in any other team's hands, I'm like, what are you doing with this hero?
Yeah.
GH's Rubik, though, they see it second phase. There's not even that much stuff to steal. You got the Impale, I guess, Ether Remnant is somewhat nice, but these are not particularly like, oh man, game-winning ultimates, but somehow Nigma always manages to make it work. Let's see if they can make it work in this game 1 with our casters, Capitalist, and Kyle.
Thank you, Tsunami. That's right. I'm here with meme analyst Kyle, who is apparently taking no prisoners today. Kyle, how are you feeling about this matchup between OG and Nick?
I'm excited. You know, this is a matchup
Prepare
I
for
probably
battle.
consider one of my favorite to watch.
I'm dead.
OG, Nigma, rerun of the TI finals, and possibly the only time we'll see these guys play before they have to risk it all. Of course, only one of them will have a chance to earn a repeat appearance in those finals. Probably see them play again in just a few short weeks.
Yeah, just to give a little bit of credence to the idea that they may run into each other. If they do, it'll be in the upper bracket semifinals of the TI qualifier. We're going to start off with an early first blood. It's looking like onto Captain Burrow as Nigma is going to give that one away to Thompson. Apparently that's how we're going to be starting our matchup. But yeah, these 2 teams, they don't start off against each other, but in the second round of the upper bracket, they may face each other. And who knows, that may be the last time they face each other.
Yeah, because it was based on DPC points, right? And OG, I think, is 4th of the teams in the region. Oh no, sorry, they're 3rd. Yeah, 4th.
Yes, they are 4th. Nigma is number 1.
Yeah, that's wild.
DPC point.
Well, either way, we've seen the meta
The
shift, I
battle
think, in this tournament a
begins.
little bit based off of what we expected from the major. This is the 3rd Medusa game in a row that me and you are going to cast, again with a Brewmaster, but I am just hoping and praying that OG keep their number of Midases to 1.
Midas.
No, definitely not. We will not see that. But
You don't believe in the Midas Dusa, huh, Kyle?
I do not. I checked
Okay.
because I got called out, and there was not a single game at the major. The hero already underperformed at the major, was 4 and 8, but never bought a Midas. And you could argue maybe you should buy a Midas. Now I knew no.
Yeah, exactly. If the hero is underperforming, you gotta figure out a different item build to make it work, right?
Well, it's one of the games. The only thing I'd recommend is Force Staffs, Cap. If an Medusa wants to buy a Pike for that reason, I think it's a great decision. In the match that Nigma destroyed VP with this combination, the Axe and the Invoker, VP had 0 Force Staffs, and that makes the initiation potential for Nigma just way too strong and uncounterable. You just taunt into Cataclysm and delete heroes from the map. A couple of Force Staffs, you'll be able to save your allies. So that's got to be rushed. Not rushed, but at a timing around the Aghanims.
Demised.
Meanwhile, another hero that we didn't get to see that much. I think Nigma was really one of the only teams. I think somebody else ran Rubik as well, but the GH Rubik going to make an appearance once again. Our mid lane matchup is going to be Thompson versus Miracle, Void Spirit versus Poker. And then our bottom lane matchup is where the Animage is looking to farm up. No Tail He's gonna cop a bit of aggression here. Always kind of awkward when you're caught between your tier 1 and tier 2 with Battle Hunger on you. GH is gonna actually die first. Mind control.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Either way, though, with first blood already claimed, it's just a trade of supports.
Yeah, the Rubik pick is interesting because only GH at the major really made this hero look playable. But even then, he had to go absolutely out of his mind. And I got to figure this is just comfort for Team Nigma. I mean, end of the day, GH, one of the best 4s in the world, one of the best Rubiks. There are some interesting steals. The Brewmaster could be a great spell. I wonder, you know, does he still have that bound to eat the new brew? Like, let's say the shard comes up. There's no way GH has pre-bound a key for the Void Spirit Panda.
Oh yeah, the Void Brewing and thing. It's a weird one for sure, though. We don't really get to see the Void Brewing come up very often in general. I was very surprised. And, I don't remember what match that was. I think it's yesterday. Somebody picked it up. It's a bold micromanagement player, right?
Yeah. We'll see. It's a very nice AM game for ILTW, so definitely can expect a more passive style. I think OG are actually the ones that are going to want to hit pretty solid timing here. I would be very hesitant to go late game into Invoker AM, not just because of the Cataclysm, but Alacrity Animage is pretty ridiculous, especially once you have that 3rd, 4th item up.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised to see the AM was still in the pool when they picked up the Medusa. And they had their bans available, especially since they were going to go Brewmaster. I feel like Brew would have been better against the TV as an that they banned
totally
away. Agree. AM is super good again.
That should help.
Yep. And they're gonna just play more of this rat style, shove lanes, and to your point,
it shall not be.
You know, Brewmaster is great at team fighting, but Seb's gonna be hard pressed to ever actually find the Animage and secure kills.
Okay, so if we are going to be playing, as you say, kind of a rat game, very much pickoff oriented, Thompson a little bit low here, but Miracle got to be burned out of all of his mana, so I don't think anybody's done. Is Mind Control going to go Manta in this game?
I think so, yeah. There's no need to really go for anything other than the ability to shove lanes to control the map. OG, right. They have the Dusa, but Void and Brewmaster, not the greatest at clearing creep waves. The 2 supports, I love AA Nyx as a combination, but the big weakness is you absolutely cannot kill creep waves. This is going to be a pretty big issue for OG if this game does really slow down. Nyx Assassin has to be able to play off map and aggressively, and I don't really see his kill partner. You know, I guess him and Thompson can get some work done, but you know, the burst isn't super high if they don't find a support. I don't think
Dire's
they're
courier
AM.
has been killed.
Going in deep there for that courier. I'm not sure if you've been watching Mind Control's play here, but it's super interesting. He's been playing mostly in the jungle, farming up like medium camp on the high ground here, and then occasionally will look to be able to cut creep waves. He's just basically not laning and giving it all to G.
Yep. I like it. I mean, this is kind of the new way to play Axe. Anytime, well, Axe and Centaur, anytime you have a difficulty with the carry you're laning against, it's more efficient just to do as he's done. It's similar to watching hang on mid.
Thompson, Tornado into telekinesis, a good rotation.
But that's activated.
Even set up for a 6-minute.
That's because of Mind Control, though, because he's shoving this lane. GH doesn't really need to be anywhere, so he's free to go look to gank and make rotations. And now with a Vanguard, he'll just be left alone top, and he'll pull every creep wave to this high ground jungle spawn.
Zeb, is he actually going to die here? He does have a Fairy Fire, but he doesn't really have an easy escape out of this one. With Fatal Bonds put on him with a creep wave, I think he should be fine. Ring of Health and a Fairy Fire. Problem.
All right, steady, bumpy.
Tops with an Arcane Rune, though. That's quite nice. And a big Ancient stack, most likely for Mind Control. I think he can take that pretty much now with that Vanguard. No reason to save it for the Battle Fury AM.
Smail coming over and just kind of poking at Mind Control, but again, I mean, an Ancient Apparition and a Medusa, this feels like a very free action once he gets his Vanguard. Soxa setting up here, and they will manage to quickly burst him down. That was 2 levels of the Aether Wrench, so maximum burst damage there from the Void Spirit. Quickly gets the pick off on Kuro. Nothing, a huge consequence there, just because Kuro doesn't have anything else to do. ILTW is already winning the lane against Seb. He doesn't need the extra help.
I will say this is also a pretty cool combo, the Axe and the Rubik, because yes, you can still farm this the ancient camps pretty easily, but I don't think they're gonna just go for it instead of gonna help mid. He's gonna be okay, but
Thompson jumping back and forth, but it does kind of bait No-Tail into a bad position here as the 2 supports showing up from the side of Nigma. A 3-3 now.
So with a Vanguard, Axe can do Ancients, but it'll lose a lot of HP. The Fade Bolt damage reduction is really nice because then you effectively don't lose any HP if you're farming. No way.
He's really gunning for it here with the creep wave hitting him. He can keep on chasing after Sumail. These range creeps and tower hits coming in. Sumail's gonna get locked in. Oh no! Mind control. Cold Feet is gonna stun him very soon, but he needs a Cold Blade. No! Sumail gets out of vision just in time. The Cold Blade not able to come in. Mind control misses out on a kill. Still though, maybe not. GH comes in, doesn't throw off a Fate Bolt onto the Medusa. Instead, Soxa with it. Mind control still trying to chase down heroes underneath this tower. Miracle is actually going to wrap in from behind with his
Radiant's middle tower
and
is
find
under
Sumail
attack.
behind the tier 2 tower. Sumail knows he's dead, and No-Tail very likely to follow him as Mind Control continues to chase him down. Miracle, whiff on the tornado there. That's a little awkward. Okay, never mind.
No, that wasn't a whiff, Cap. He didn't miss. No-Tail made a nice juke.
Oh, right. Sorry. Great job, No-Tail.
You gotta focus on the positives.
Jump forward, Curl. Double damage. Void Spirit is not to be trifled with, but fortunately, the 2 supports. GH. Nice steal getting the action step.
I feel like Mind Control in this Axe is just consistently the breadwinner for his team. Top net worth now. You know, we haven't even mentioned LTW. We don't have to. He's farming bottom freely because he's against an enemy brew. And this means that the squad of Nigma can just rotate all around the map. Miracle just top now with his Axe. Warlock takes mid for free. MC clears every wave. He would have killed Medusa himself if we just got 1 extra spin. None in like 10 seconds. Very unlucky.
Mind Control got a chip vest, so he is very happy with this game now. Soxa is just going to soak up whatever experience he can. Miracle's waiting for someone to show and defend this tower, but I don't think anybody is. I think Soxa is just level 6, so he can be a bit more useful. Meanwhile, ILTW has kind of left the bottom lane to go running around farming or to watch that.
Look, see how he stopped there?
True, yeah. He stopped for literally a quarter of a second.
Great play from No-Tail.
Amazing.
Just so close. Unlucky. Miracle. Unlucky.
Dire's top tower
mid
is
lane,
under
Curl.
attack.
Thompson not going to make the commitment there. Use the Dissimulate to jump backwards. Does have another Astral Step, so he should be fine. Not a big deal. As, never mind. After
Radiant's
double
bottom
Astral
tower
Step
is under
forward.
attack.
Pulls Thompson back in. Thompson is just going to have to turn and try and hit a good enough Resonant Pulse to stay alive, but that's not good enough against ILTW. Big burst of magic dance from the Manifold.
That should help.
Yeah, so far so good really for OG though. Seb's doing a lot better than I expected in terms of the net worth, and because Nigma have made so many movements, they haven't really been able to dominate the lanes as well as you might have expected, although towers should start to fall. MC will clear up top, and a big concern for OG is going to be how do they handle the Axe blink timing. It's going to be coming out pretty soon.
They're going to push back Miracle here in the mid lane to make sure that the Siege Creep does die. Resonant Pulse trying to catch the Void Spear and keep him inside of that EMP. They're actually going to go for this kill. Miracle underneath the effects of the Ice Blast may end up ticking out here. Is that going to be enough? God, it's going to be so close, but I think he's just going to be a bit shy. Oh, the last tick! Oh no! Meanwhile, Mind Control trying to run down Soxa here. Soxa does have a stick and Vendetta, so it's not like he's in any real danger.
Very chill game so far. A lot more action actually out of the carries than I think we would expect. I like that move from LTW securing the kill, not back to farming. MC has his blink, and that's going to be a pretty interesting movement because, you know, Team Nigma, they're not really the strongest in the teamfight department right now. They have to play for picks. But at the same time, the support duo you know, Warlock isn't really going to be able to contribute much. You can even see he went to the max now Shadow Word, so just healing his allies more
Dire's
than
top
anything at the
tower
moment.
is under
This
attack.
time around, he won't manage to dodge the tornado. Miracle on point with the placement, and GH following that up with the Resonant Pulse that he'd stolen earlier. Or excuse me, Void Remnant. Ether Remnant. Jesus Christ, can't get any of the names.
It's all good.
So if this is going to be a chill game, does that benefit one side more than the other?
I would have kind of hard to say, really.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I feel like OG are a bit more on the clock, but realistically, I think there's enough balance in both drafts to scale pretty effectively. Nigma kind of need that map control, and they've got to ride this Axe Blink Dagger to success. They didn't really
Radiant's
go
bottom
for the
tower
idea
is
that,
under
that we
attack.
were expecting. Great scout by Thompson.
I'm going to skip Kuro onto the distance assassin, but still Thompson pretty killing Kuro here and setting up to be able to get the kill onto Mind Control as well. Never mind, this guy's too tanky, so they just take the 2 supports and call.
Yeah, that's how you want to start every single fight for OG. Find the supports, immediately kill them. They didn't have Miracle. He'll be going Midas. Seb, I think, already has his. Yep, it's up. So I can agree always with the Brew Midas. It's the Deuce and the Void Spirit that I think should pick the real items. Miracle will be grabbing one as well shortly, but yeah, it'll be the man to rush after Dragonlance for Sumail. I'm wondering if OG are going to venture across the river, maybe look to take any towers. You can look at the 3 wards they have placed right now. It's all just securing their side of the river.
Okay,
Now
well
MC.
that courier certainly tells Mind Control what's about to happen, but he may not be able to dodge. He's right there, basically the counter helix and does a good amount of damage. Combined with Thompson, and they are able to get the kill on a Mind Control Axe, who has been mostly free farming. That was the #1 network on the side of Nigma.
Yeah, I would have liked to see them kill Seb. Mind Control, I understand his desire to play top, but Seb is just getting way too much space down here. Yes, the AM lanes well, but left in a 1-on-1 situation, you can see Seb also going for the maxed out W build, spamming it on his enemy.
And teams burning out Saxon, but at the same time, Miracle's going to cause a lot of damage. But Thompson actually dodging over the Timberlake, won't be able to dodge the call, but still, Miracle should be dying here to Sumail. Yeah, sure enough, the burst damage comes from Thompson. Mind Control trying to chase down No-Tail, really wants to be able to get this Culling Blade hit so he can get the movement speed, but he won't find it. Instead, he's going to be controlled on by the Brewmaster, and he's not going anywhere. Slowed down to a wall with the maxed out Ice Vortex from No-Tail that not only saved his life, but assists in killing the Axe.
Yeah, shout out to Sumail. He has been just farming near flawlessly. Like, check out the CS, 164 in 14.5 minutes.